Marianne Kilkenny here. I'm glad you're here. It's the live show today with a big question. That big question, what is it? Well, first let me ask you one. Oh wait, but first I have to tell you who I am. Women Living in Community. We have a website, and I want to tell you about all the experiences that I've had in the last 15 years that hopefully will make your experience better. The question I have for you today, among many, is, have you ever fallen in love? If so, raise your hand, put a little paw up. Let me know you're there. Well, I have. I've fallen in love many times, but I have a feeling that a lot of people think we're talking about something else. But a lot of the feelings are the same. And that is that attraction that we have to the possibility of living in community. It's the same endorphin kind of feeling that when you fall in love, I think, with another person. And that is, let's say you go, let me outline the scenario for you. You go to a workshop, you go to a conference, you go to a meetup, you go to a Zoom call, and everybody on it is talking about the ideas that they have around the possibilities of living in community. There's a lot of people with a lot of passion, a lot of knowledge, and their values and yours seem very similar. I mean, of course, you're falling in love. Oh, wait. There's the potential of the community, the potential of what could happen, the potential of what it might look like. You're beginning to get that nice warm glow about falling in love. And what happens is there's some little red flags. They might be a person that you think you might not be able to get along with, and you wonder about that, or someone who makes decisions more differently than you, or they communicate completely different style. And it has happened in many of our relationships, at least for me, is I ignored the red flags. Well, as I was thinking about talking to you about this, I started counting the number of communities, groups that I have been core groups in. I've been part of the core group. I've invested money. I've invested time. I've invested my reputation, my name. I'm going to do this. If you say that too many times, people might start thinking, well, you'll go for anything. I'd like to think that isn't what it is, but so recently I had why I decided to talk about this is I think I told you guys that I had a class in October and November about my book, Your Quest for Home, Finding Your Ideal Community in Later Life. And it's a guidebook. So there was 9 of us on a Zoom class and really bonded, really got in deep. And it was that falling in love kind of feeling. Well, a bed and breakfast came up for sale next door to one of the participants in the class. And I watched us all start falling in love, salivating, thinking about the possibilities of us all living in this place together. I mean, you could cue the music. The birds were singing. We were all sitting around in the kitchen like the Golden Girls, eating cheesecake and drinking coffee. Then a very wise woman, and it wasn't me, said, "Does anybody have $875,000? Clearly, the music stopped. at that point. And we said, no, would you live there? Would you live there? Would you live there? Do you have the money? Do you have the money? I've seen it happen so many times. But again, the possibility, the potential was there. So the question is, how do you not have that happen in your group? So I would say a couple of things, having been through this more times, as I said, that I really wanted to count. Bring up money early. That's one. Know your why. Why are you wanting to do this with these people at this place? Really be anchored in that. And that's one of the things in my class that we do using my book. So that people will know, hey, this isn't going to work, or it is going to work. I don't know, I want to rent, or do I want to buy? That kind of thing. Can you afford it? Do a budget. Is this really what you want? And an exercise that I would suggest for your group, because it can make a really big difference and save you an enormous amount of time and heartache. Yeah. Have someone facilitate it if you don't want to, and just give people pieces of paper. They don't need to put their names on them, and have everybody write down, do they want to rent? Do they want to buy? And how much do they have that they can invest? And then you'll have data. You have data, it doesn't have any names on it. You don't need to do handwriting analysis or anything like that to find out who these people might be. But if you did it early, before everybody falls in love, can you see how that would make a huge difference in the outcome? I know this from experience, and I want you to learn from some of my experiences. You can make your own. Then you can let me know what you learned. So, bottom line, before you fall in love with these people in community or the place, get real. Talk about money. That's today's lesson from Marianne, Women Living in Community. You can see these videos on my website, womenlivingincommunity.com. And next week, I'm going to be telling you about a really fun story about my life and my very, 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 very favorite experience of living in community at the Glenway House. There'll probably be some pictures too. So see you next week. See you next Monday. And also, don't forget, connection, information, and action. Thanks for being here.